Hello and welcome to the Skydival channel, and today let me show you guys what are the best PCs you can build for the month of July. And good news, this is a good month to build a PC. That is because Amazon Prime Day and Newegg Fantastic are coming up for all of my US viewers, but for all of you abroad, I'm pretty sure there are a lot of discounts going right now in the PC space. So if you wanted to build something in anticipation for the upcoming school year, now is actually a good month. If we look at this historically versus last year, July was a good month to build a PC, so I assume the same will happen for 2024. And I'll be demoing 3 brand new builds, well, more like 2.5 on PCBuilds.gg. One of them being a brand new $900 all-white gaming PC build, a VR-ready compact micro ATX gaming PC build, and a revised $600 gaming PC build with stronger components. And these are just 3 builds out of a lot that are on PCBuilds.gg that vary in budget and prices. So if you want to find the one-stop shop to find the best possible PC build lists for your next custom gaming PC build, do check out PCBuilds.gg. It's my website. It's pretty cool. I think you should use it. And those 3 PC builds on top of everything else in this video and PCBuilds.gg can be found in the description below. And without further ado, let's make this fun actually. All right, 900, 600, or VR ready? Which one will go first? Okay, excellent. Let's spin this. Oh, okay, you budget fellows, you are first. $600 gaming PC is up first. So if we click on here, and by the way, if we go back on the actual web page, there are a lot of different filters you can use to pick out a specific build for a specific performance category or a specific tag. If you want it to be ready for VR, video editing, photo editing, you get the gist. For this $600 gaming PC build, I've upgraded the processor to the i5-12400, and that is because it is going for a very sick discount right now at about $110. That is the lowest it has ever been for an i5-12400, and according to my recent CPU tier list video, it is a strong A tier CPU. It is very valuable for the money and is one of the few Intel processors that can go toe to toe with AMD when it comes to performance per dollar. And I'm also comfortable recommending a 12th generation i5 processor even this late into its lifespan because heads up, the socket for this, LGA 1700, is soon going to get discontinued with the eventual release of the next generation of Intel processors later this fall, but there's still a really good upgrade path from this i5. You can eventually, I mean, technically, you experience a really big performance jump if you say upgraded to an i9 13900 or 14900K, or more realistically, an i7 13th or 14th generation processor. But I don't think it's that bad of a budget CPU in this late of 2024. That said, the GPU we're pairing up with it is the Intel Arc A750. And like I said, there are some sales going on right now for PC components. And if we check right now on Newegg, we can pick up the A750 for bang on $180. Now, the Sparkle Edition card is currently back ordered. It's already that good. People are already catching wind of it. But if we check out other A750s right now on Newegg, there is another one here for $180 if you live in the United States. And that's fantastic. If pretty much anytime I say the Arc A750 is on discount, it's a really good buy for under $200. A better buy than the A580. And we're gonna pair that up with a B660M DDR4 motherboard. You could go with a DDR5 motherboard and get DDR5 RAM if you want to be a bit more future-proof and get some faster memory for better gaming performance. Because here we have a very cheap kit of 16 gigabytes of RAM that clocks at 3200 megahertz with a CAS latency of 16. Yeah, I know. And even to make budget, we have to go with a DRAM-less 1TB PCI Gen 3.0 SSD. Now, admittedly, this isn't the worst deal in the world because if you're gonna get a DRAM-less PCI Gen 3.0 SSD, it better be cheap. And the King Spec 1TB NX series drive that I have here is going for about $59 right now. You may even be able to get that for a little bit lower. And that I think is a decent price given the recent price increases of SSDs. But I have other PCI Gen 4.0 SSDs on PCBuilds.gg you can quickly check up, which I'll go ahead and show you guys real quick. Let's just go over to one of these other builds here. Let's go with the $1,200 one. Let's see, that's a 2 terabyte. Nope, too much. I think the $700 gaming PC has, oh yeah. This right here is a DRAM controller featured PCI Gen 4.0. Oh, wow. Yeah, so the pricing on my website quite hasn't updated yet. It is now even cheaper at $60. I don't know how long that sale is gonna last, but again, there's some sales going on. You might want to take advantage of them. But yeah, this PCI Gen 4.0 drive with DRAM, that's a very good price. I'd swap it out for this one, but who knows how long it's gonna stay at that price. And then for the case, there's this case that's been quite popular at Amazon recently. It's this Okinos Aqua 3. Micro ATX comes with 3 included case fans. You can get in black or white and get a coupon. I've seen a few builds with this already. It doesn't look super cheap. It might actually be a pretty good budget PC case. And my favorite part about it is that it features a USB Type-C header. That's, I think, a really good indicator from the case, actually. If it's got a USB Type-C connector and it's below $60, I think you're good. So I think all in all, on top of a 550 watt 80 plus bronze power supply that is sure to go on discount next week, it will happen. This is a pretty nice all around $600 Intel gaming PC build, and you can keep it to the stock cooler with the i5. Okay, what is up next? Let's spin this again one more time. 900 or VR ready PC. Okay, let's go. This right here is a custom VR ready gaming PC build that me and Nima Stark, if you remember him, he's been constantly contributing to PCBuilds.gg. We went ahead and created this build list for you guys who specifically wanted to do VR, not just at your regular desk setup in your room, but even in your living room. And that all starts with the case choice that I'm really happy to feature, that being the Lian Li A3. And what makes this so great of a case option is that it comes in either black or white, but the side panel here is mesh. Now, I think you can get this with a windowed side panel, but I like the mesh personally because it kind of hides all of the components, which I think fits for a living room setup. You don't want something really flashy or bright. So having this being mesh not only adds to the performance, but I think it also adds the aesthetics of making this kind of like an incognito PC that could just fit in a living room. And I mean, heck, like it almost looks like this has wood, even though that's plastic on the front. But I think the black version of this case is the way to go. And it's fairly compact as well. I really like the interior layout of this PC case. No, you don't have to just use an air cooler. You can use a water cooler, but that's the case. But what about the actual components in it? Well, I've chosen the Ryzen 7 7700. There you go. And there's a specific reason why I wanted to go with this CPU over the others. For one, we're actually saving a little bit of money going with the 7700 because it comes included with a very good Wraith Prism LED cooler. Now, the stock cooler that comes with the 7600, that really thin one, I'll show you. Actually, I'll show you both coolers right now. Many of you guys have already seen this stock cooler. It comes with like literally every AMD budget CPU ever. This is kind of trash nowadays. But what isn't trash is this. This right here is a beauty from AMD that they are still putting in some of their CPUs. Right now, I think you can only get the Wraith Prism LED cooler on the 7700, and this is all you need to cool down a 7700. So you can keep this inside the Lian Li case and not necessarily have to upgrade to an aftermarket CPU cooler, which can save you anywhere from like $30 to $100, depending on how crazy you want to go. So also, it's not an X series CPU, so it's not going to be producing a ton of heat to get that extra few gigahertz over, say, the standard model here. And also its performance is fairly close to the X model as well. So I think the 7700 is a really nice pick for a compact PC build, especially if you don't want it to be, you know, a space heater for your living room. This is gonna stay fairly cool, even with this included cooler. Then for the GPU, I think the 4070 Super is a great choice. If you wanted something a little bit more future-proof, then definitely consider the 4070 Ti Super with 16 gigabytes of memory. But this looks like just a really good GPU to get for VR. When it comes to VR, you want to stick to NVIDIA actually, because the only situation where NVIDIA does have a leg up in drivers over AMD right now is a bit in VR. Not because AMD necessarily produces bad drivers for VR, it's that when it comes to optimization for VR, game developers like to go to NVIDIA first, because I like to think that the majority of VR users are probably using an NVIDIA card in the first place. So I want to say they get preferential treatment when it comes to driver optimization first. So just in case if there's any new VR title that comes out that you want to play first thing on day one, NVIDIA has the best shot at running it well, and the 4070 Super is their best all-around card if you check out my GPU tier list video that I released not too long ago. Then for the motherboard, I mean, a B650M motherboard with Wi-Fi is all you need. There's this pretty neat one from Gigabyte that's currently on sale for about 140 bucks. Pretty cool. That's all I gotta say, really. RAM, you know, 6000 megahertz, cast latency 30. It's not gonna be RGB. It doesn't need to be flashy, but it's got the speed and cast latency. And then a 1 terabyte M.2 SSD. Again, I showed you guys this earlier. That's pretty good. A 750 watt 80 plus gold full-size power supply, and 750 watts is all you need. 80 plus gold, fully modular. It's what you want for a small and compact PC like this. And I've also gone ahead and linked the ideal headset. If you wanted to get something more expensive than the Meta Quest 3, go for it. But right now I think it's the I'd say it's probably the best entry-level headset right now that won't destroy your bank account. You can definitely go more expensive than this, like I said, but the Meta Quest 3, it does everything you ask of it, and it's not ridiculously overpriced and still provides a very immersive VR experience in 2024. And then I guess if you needed a monitor, this is most ideal for a 1440p monitor. You could get 4K, but doesn't really matter. This is designed for the VR headset. And plus, you could have this hooked up to your TV either way. So overall, I think my favorite build of this whole video. But we've got one more to cover. It is our, let's see, let's go ahead and find it. So the CPU is an AMD one. The GPU was also an AMD one. Its performance, it could achieve about 1440p. Where'd it go? That was weird. I don't know why it didn't show up. Anyways, here is a $900 gaming PC I just created. The Ryzen 5 7500F right now on AliExpress is going for like below 150. It's crazy. You can get this for $132 and shipping won't be egregiously long. That's extremely good. And then pair that up with an aftermarket cooler, you know the deal. But for the GPU choice, this is where it gets interesting because I wanted to go with a Radeon RX 7600 XT. Reason being, I swear that RX 6700 XT is gonna go. Like if we literally check Newegg right now and I type in 6700 XT, look at this, used, refurbished, $560. See price and cart, refurbished, refurbished, refurbished. It's gonna go, guys. The 6700 XT is on its way. What about the 6750 XT? You can still kind of get it brand new actually, but it's not as good of a deal as it was last month. So again, that's where I think a 7600 XT is now finally making more sense. And especially with the recent sales, you can get this for $300 bang on, which is what it should have been when it first launched. So now the 7600 XT looks to be in a pretty decent position, especially against the 4060. And with the advancements we're seeing right now with FSR 3.1 versus DLSS, AMD is catching up when it comes to frame generation. And that kind of GPU fits perfectly in this build. You know, same B650 motherboard from the last build. We've got the 32 gigabytes of DDR5 memory, 6000 megahertz, cast latency 30, but in white and on a discount right now for $86. Pretty nice. So we got a white motherboard, white RAM, an almost white GPU. I know that's completely black, but you know, the words on here, they're gonna be white. You can go with a white cooler. Yeah, it says black on here, but yeah, there we go, white cooler. And I'll go ahead and skip to the case. Once again, we can pick up one of those really cool Okinos cases, or I have one here from Newegg. Darkrock is making a micro ATX case that looks to be also very well performing. So if you want an alternate version of that case, here is a good option. And it also comes with 3 pre-included ARGB fans that personally, I move these 2 to the front and then you'll be all good to go. Storage, once again, that really excellent 1 terabyte PCIe Gen 4.0 SSD deal, a 650 watt 80 plus bronze power supply. That's all you need. And yeah, this can do 1440p. Just get yourself a 1440p monitor and wha-bam. So overall, I think these are 3 good additions to the website. Well, like I said, 2.5 because the $600 build just got revised. The VR ready build looks pretty nice. And the $900 gaming PC also looks to be a really good value. All in all, though, that is it for this PC builds of the month video. And if you enjoyed it, you probably should give it a like because I make these on a monthly basis. I always try to deliver you guys the best builds possible. Ryzen 9000 is releasing this month, so I will be updating a lot of the higher end builds on this website to accommodate for those new CPUs and motherboards. And if you enjoy my kind of content and my personality and how I deliver information, you probably should subscribe. Sometimes I sound like a robot and I'm just rambling off, but you know, this is kind of my job. So I'm sorry if I just sound that way here and there. So with all that said, thank you so much for watching. And this is the Skyderville channel signing out.